All right, now that impromptu media briefing with the new mayor of Tshwane is underway. Let's listen in.
Our mission as a multi-party coalition is to build a capital city that works for all of its people. We will draw on the inspiration of those municipalities that are breaking new ground, such as the City of Cape Town, but we will devise a plan that addresses our realities. Firstly, we have to get control of the finances of the city. We have to ensure that the money that people pay in rates, tariffs and charges delivers value, delivers improvement of services. Secondly, we have to address unscheduled power outages and reduce the city's reliance on Eskom. We have to invest in our own energy generation. And lastly, whatever changes we must make sure that basic services aren't compromised. I've said very specifically that this will be a government that serves all of the people, not some of the people, not the connected few, not insiders, but especially outsiders, especially people who depend on reliable basic services in order to move up in life. That is the mission, and I am sure that the coalition partners of the DA, Action SA, the Freedom Front Plus, the IFP, ACDP, share this commitment.
Mr. Brink, from Eyewitness News. You are here because obviously Randall Williams resigned. Do you feel this is a second chance for the DA coalition? And second question, speaking of stability, what are you going to do about the speaker, Nadine Zwanana? We know that he's obviously an ANC-affiliated speaker from COPE.
So this is about keeping an original promise that was given to the voters of Tshwane in 2021, making sure that we can deliver on that promise, working with our coalition partners. Tshwane is the one place where a coalition can actually work. We have a majority here. Yes, it is paper thin, but this is a model of how South Africa could be governed in 2024, how Gauteng could be governed after 2024. And so it's very important for us to make a success of Tshwane and to show that these parties can work together towards a common purpose. As for the Speaker, as we mentioned, what we want is a motion of no confidence in the Speaker to serve. It's as simple as that. A majority of councillors petitioned the Speaker and then the City Manager when the Speaker refused to hold a meeting where such a motion of no confidence can be debated. It was refused. The Speaker took the seat at a meeting that he refused to call and then disallowed the motion. We simply cannot have that. We cannot have somebody who acts like a judge in his own case. And so what we would want is for the rules to be followed and for an opportunity to be granted for that motion of no confidence to be debated. We stick to our coalition agreement. We will govern the city in a particular way. But, as I mentioned here, I will reach out to the opposition parties in this council. I am interested to know what they have to say. I am willing to talk to them about specific issues. I certainly don't want us to revert to the kind of hatred and violence that we've seen in this council chamber before, and that's why we as a coalition and the mayoral committee, which I will soon appoint, will speak to the opposition and we will take constructive proposals going forward.
Is there no conceivable way you see yourself working with the Speaker, since you're speaking about reaching out to the opposition?
So we will work with the Speaker as much as we can, but the point is a majority of council, and it doesn't depend on me or how I feel. A majority of councillors have petitioned the Speaker for a debate of no confidence. That does not change. The coalition parties that have a majority in this council have made their view clear. I'm happy to work with the Speaker as a councillor, but we must have that debate. We simply cannot have that debate not going forward.
Executive Mayor, congratulations on your elections. My name is Moluku Mloto from ENCA. What are the key, at least 4 priorities that you think as you enter into office, they're going to be top on your list? As you speak, you can look at the camera.
Sure. First of all, getting control of the finances, as I mentioned, not just passing a budget, but approving a financial recovery plan that addresses some of the concerns raised by the Auditor General, but also makes sure that Tshwane has a sustainable future. If we don't look after the money, if we don't deliver value for money in the city, then we are going to become like Mangaung, a city that continues to deteriorate. We don't want that. We want to be a world-class city. Second issue is reducing the unscheduled power outages and reducing the city's dependence on Eskom, making sure that as we do these changes, we don't compromise basic service delivery. We must use the Tshwane Metro Police to secure our infrastructure, because the onslaught on infrastructure, the theft of electricity, is destroying our electricity grid and inhibiting the ability to provide that sustainable, continuous service of electricity to our people. Finally, there has to be performance management in the city. That's one of the things that the Auditor General has raised. He said that the data environment, in other words, the information on which officials get judged, is non-existent. We must rebuild that data environment and make sure there's performance management so that there's value for the salaries that are paid to councillors, employees of the city of Tshwane.
Congratulations, Mayor Pito from Typhoon News. Mayor, two issues. As a group.
All right, so that is Cilliers Brink, the newly voted in mayor of the city of Tshwane. He, of course, says that he wants to work with everyone, but making it clear that the coalition partners want that vote of no confidence in the Speaker to go ahead. Of course, the Speaker is from the ATM party, Mqedi Nzwanana, and he, of course, is part of that grouping of the ANC and the EFF. So it still seems that there's going to be some ructions within the city of Tshwane, but the new mayor making it very clear that his priority is to get the new budget passed, also to deal with the concerns in the Auditor General's report about the city of Tshwane's finances. And then the next priority is dealing with load shedding, reducing dependency on Eskom, but also making sure that infrastructure is secured, not thieved, not vandalized. And the last point about performance management in the city.